Okay, what is up there, YouTube? This is a J-Man Time, and today I have one of my random off-topic videos. This video has to do with the Grand Theft Auto franchise by Rockstar Games. Now, I've been playing Grand Theft Auto since the early 2000s when Grand Theft Auto 3 came out for the PlayStation 2, but recently Rockstar Games released another re-release of the old GTA 5 video game for the third or fourth time now. Now they have the GTA 5 Enhanced Edition, which is literally just the same game with slightly improved graphics from what I can see. So to me, this is kind of a waste. They should have just developed a new game entirely. But I was wondering for many years, why doesn't Rockstar Games just remake all of their old 2D era GTA games from the late 90s and early 2000s into 3D open world games like Grand Theft Auto 4 and GTA 5. All of these old games already have their own plots and storylines and story details, so Rockstar Games could take these older games and just remake them using the modern GTA 4 and GTA 5 engines. For those of you who don't know, there are at least 4 to 6 older GTA games that most Grand Theft Auto fans have never played. GTA 1, GTA 2, the spin-off games GTA London 1969 and GTA London 1961. And you also had the GTA games that were released for the Nintendo handheld consoles like the Game Boy Advance and the old Nintendo DS, like Grand Theft Auto Advanced from 2004 and Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars from 2009. Now, Chinatown Wars is actually a 3D game, but set up like the old 2D games, so it's a 2DS game. Rockstar should remake the older games. For example, GTA 1 is one of the best ideas for a remake because that game was set in all 3 of the old GTA locations: Liberty City, Vice City, and San Andreas. So if Rockstar Games were to remake GTA 1 from 1997, you, the player, would be able to play in both Liberty City, Vice City, and San Andreas. So you would have all 3 of the old GTA maps in one game. That game was set in 1997, so it would be like a sequel to San Andreas and Vice City Stories, and would also be a prequel to GTA 3. You know, if they do remake GTA 1 through GTA Chinatown Wars, it should be set in the old 3D universe from GTA 3 through GTA Vice City Stories. That would include San Andreas, Liberty City Stories, and Vice City, the original Vice City. If they remade GTA 1 as a 5th gen open world game like GTA 5, it should be set in the old 3D universe, but you would be able to play in both Liberty City, San Andreas, and Vice City, as that was the main setting for GTA 1. GTA 2 was pretty much like the Cyberpunk 2077 of its time. That game came out in 1999, but was set in the distant future between the years 2013 and 2020, I believe. So if Rockstar Games were to remake GTA 2, it could be like the cyberpunk-ish game for the next gen. You would have GTA 2 remade for like PS5. It would have a semi-futuristic aesthetic. It doesn't have to be set in 2013, obviously. They could set it in 2024 or 2034 or 2044, depending on what Rockstar would want to do with that setting. And then you had these spin-off games to GTA 1, GTA London 1969 and GTA London 1961, and these were GTA games that were set in the UK in the 1960s. So if they were to remake the spin-off games, the GTA London series, you would have the first Grand Theft Auto game to be set in the UK, and that would be cool. It would also be the first Grand Theft Auto game to be set in the 1960s. We already have the Vice City games that are set in the 80s, and the GTA San Andreas game, which was set in the early 1990s. A remake of the GTA London franchise would have a GTA game set in the UK in the 1960s and 70s. And then you have the GTA games that were made for the Nintendo consoles, the Game Boy Advance and DS. Those two games should be remade for the Nintendo Switch. Imagine a remake of Grand Theft Auto Advanced for the Nintendo Switch. Grand Theft Auto Advance was a prequel to GTA 3. It was set in the year 1999 or 2000, and GTA 3 was set in 2001. So you would have a prequel to GTA 3, but for the Nintendo Switch, and it would be the first GTA game on a Nintendo console since 2009. Way back in 2009, you also had GTA Chinatown Wars, and that was the aforementioned GTA game that was both a 2D and 3D game all in one. But imagine if they were to remake GTA Chinatown Wars using the GTA 5 engine and having the GTA 5 gameplay and graphics. You would have a GTA Chinatown Wars on the Nintendo Switch with the same gameplay mechanics as GTA 5, along with the open world interactive environment. So that would be a cool idea to remake the old GTA Chinatown Wars for the Nintendo Switch along with the GTA Advanced. You would have two GTA games remakes for the Nintendo platforms, and these would be the first GTA games on a Nintendo console since 2009. So what do you all think of this idea? An idea to remake all of the old 2D GTA games on the modern consoles like the PS5 or maybe even the PlayStation 6 and the Xbox Series X or whatever the next generation Xbox system is. So what do you all think? Please tell me in the comment section below, and until next time, this was J-Man Time signing off.